the myth about boundaries. Guys. I want to break this down so understandably so you can understand what you guys get into stuff. Okay, a lot of people get into relationships and we were like, oh, you gotta set boundaries, you gotta have this, you gotta have that. And I'm speaking to the guys that do not understand what boundaries are. I'll be the first to speak on this, and I'll tell y'all, most of you guys don't know what boundaries are. But one of the most important things about the whole boundaries and the myth behind it is you need to have them prior to a relationship. Okay, coach, why are you telling us this? I'm trying to still understand what you're trying to say. Boundary this, boundary that. Look, the myth is you really don't know about boundaries until you get into a relationship. Quite frankly, to the guys that's never been in a relationship, you won't know what type of boundaries you have until you get in a relationship. There will be times when you are probably in a situationship, and this is the concept about boundaries, right? This is what happens. A guy, he walks into a relationship with IE girl. So both of you guys are cordial, both of you guys are this, that, and third, right? This is what happens. You, in your mind, there's no boundary. In her mind, there's probably a boundary, right? This is what she's going to take or correlate to whatever you do, and if you push the button, you dot, right? But in her mind, she doesn't know your boundary, so she won't speak up on her boundary due to the fact she don't know your boundary. But here's the reality. You have no clue what your boundary is. So you're up and down, you're right here, you're down here, you're over here, she gives you pushback, your boundary is down in your body. So what happens? Oh my gosh, coach, what happens? So you guys fall out, right? What happens is you start thinking to yourself, how did this happen? What in the world happened here? What in the world happened? How did this happen? You start watching videos. Oh, you didn't have boundaries. Who is telling you what are boundaries, guys? Boundaries. I want you guys to understand. Boundaries are things that essentially keep X, Y, and Z person to doing it to you before you get set off. So all the good guys and the nice guys out there, a lot of you guys have no boundaries because nobody has taught you what boundaries are. Nobody has told you, hey, guy, sometimes if she yells at you, she's actually being disrespectful and she's trying to push your boundary. But sometimes you have to stay. So what happens? The next time you get in a relationship, you have your own box. The next relationship you are with, she has her own box. So when push comes to shove, you can tell her, hey, I'm not trying to, and I want you guys to be very clear about this, guys. A lot of you guys, the world would tell you, hey, set boundaries, set da-da-da, and don't let them push. Okay. If you're in a setting, guys, you have a boundary. It looks different for women than us, right? Let's say one of the boundaries is, do not call me out of my name. If you're working with that type of woman, I want you guys to understand, when women push past your boundary, let's say they call you out your name, it's a one-strike rule. Guys, you need to recognize this. I promise you, if she does not understand it, you're gone. If she's not part of the program, she's gone. If she doesn't understand the rules, she's gone. I want you guys to be so confident. And a lot of you guys are going to be like, how am I going to keep a girl? How am I going to, if she doesn't know my boundaries, da-da-da-da-da. It's all about a respect thing. Guys, we talk about boundaries. Boundaries are for women, i.e. that word, boundary. Our word is respect. Is that line getting crossed when she goes and says certain things? Is she trying to provoke me to do certain things out of the disrespect? You see me? Like, how disrespect? Kids do this. I want you guys to understand it. If you have a little brother or a daughter or a child, kids push you to see how far they can get with pushing your buttons. And if you don't correct them, they'll go farther and farther because you're such a neutral-minded person, you're such a soft-witted-minded person, that I won't count it. It's cool with me. But all they're doing is pressing your boundary more and more and more. And what happens? You go through the same heartbreak because she lost respect for you due to the fact that you had lack of respect for yourself. The boundary term for guys, this term, is respect. Nobody tells you that. And we want to get to this point, and a lot of guys get to this point, and they're like, oh my gosh, I feel like, I should be doing so much. If she says yes, I'm going to do those things for her. I'm going to be that type of person for her. I'm going to say everything and help her. But you guys are realizing that she will actively disrespect you without you even understanding that you're being disrespected. A lot of you guys haven't been in enough relationships to understand that. So when you guys look at her, you guys are looking at her like, oh, she's such a sweet, she's such an angel. She's my angel. She's my princess. And you guys do this. You put her on that pedestal. I keep telling y'all got to take these girls off their pedestal. She is a human being. She is nothing bigger than you. You guys are equal. This is what's problem. This is what's happening in dating. You guys are looking at these situations and you're thinking, oh, you got to get your money up. You got to get your fitness up. You got to get your mind up. So you can have this girl be put on this pedestal. So everything that you work for, but this girl is this lower tier. She doesn't deserve to be on a pedestal. She deserves to just be looked at as what she is. And I'm trying to tell you guys this because you guys look at this and you guys disrupt the framework of men. directly. Men versus men. It's just a respect thing. Girls don't understand that. So they're going to push your boundaries to see, they're going to push the respect that I give you to see how much respect do you have for yourself. How much accountability do you have for yourself to say, okay, she called me out my name, all right, gone. And she's going to say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Guys, most of you guys would say, all right, that's fine, I'll give you a second chance. If it happened a second time, if you guys got in an argument or a situation, it's not on you. Because you didn't have to go through another argument. This is what's happening. You went through here and you understand, okay, she hit the ceiling. My fault. I didn't tell you that, hey, don't say these things to me. I didn't tell you that. It's my fault. Right? You can take accountability. When the second time happens, it's my fault. Because I let you still stay here after the first time. That's what it really is. It is absolutely your responsibility to understand where the line is. Because if a guy called you out your name, do you think you're going to be cool with that person? If I called you out your name right now, and I said something, and we started right? We started to tussle. You think you're going to be cool with that guy? Oh, I'll respect you. No. So why do we give girls the same grace? But this is why a lot of guys don't understand that you have to have these boundaries prior to relationships if they've never been in a relationship. You don't know. So for the guys that are out there, I want you the simplest thing I want you to know. Prior to getting in a relationship or in a dating situation, the only thing you need to understand is how much respect you have for yourself. That's the number one rule. How much respect for you? How much respect do you have for yourself? Because once you understand that, you start to recognize, oh, I know that I wouldn't tolerate X, Y, and Z. If she was a guy doing this to me, would I tolerate it? That's the only question you have to actually really think about. I'm a king. If I'm a king, do I beg? No, I don't beg. Think about you. Can you put yourself in that framework? I don't want you going into relationships being like, I'm just bro, that doesn't show me anything. That doesn't tell her anything. You're putting on the front. I can easily see you're putting on the front. But I'm trying to tell you, do you have respect for yourself? Have you worked on the things to garner the respect? So what do you do? How do you get respect? You start doing the hard things. You get respect by doing the hard things, regardless of any person in the world. Okay, what's a hard thing? Fitness is a hard thing. Leaning on your faith is a hard thing. Getting money is a hard thing. Building a business is a hard thing. Speaking up and standing for something is a hard thing. That's how you generate respect for yourself. Oh, I lack in this area. I need to go get coaching in this area. I now understand how to be effective in this area. I now have the effective respect for myself because I saw a problem, I figured out the solution, I applied it, and I became a better person from it. That's respect. So that's our boundary, respect. So if somebody says, hey, I don't like the way you talk, I think you stutter too much, and you actively worked on stuttering, and there's times when you stutter a little bit, and they start making fun of you, they have lack of respect for you. But they don't understand the work that you put in to even get to that place where you just stutter a little. So now you have to look at them as disrespect. Because now you're disrespecting the fact that I found the problem, I solved the solution, I applied it, and now you're still being disrespectful to me? You don't need to be around me. That's the benefit. Does that click? Okay, guys, I want you guys to know, moving forward, boundaries are a women perspective. I want you to stay in this column as respect. If somebody disrespects you for things that you worked on to become a better man, a better person, I want you to look at them. If you have grace, forgive them, of course. If you want to be on that, I give a lot of people grace. But am I going to be naive to that person and understand if I don't tell them what it is? No, I'm not going to be that type of person. I'm going to tell exactly what it is. But I just want you to understand, there's a box when it comes down to it, and understand, it's disrespect. So believe it or not, class is closed.